Hi, I'm Paul Eshelman.
I'm Laurel Eshelman. In 1988, we founded Eshelman Pottery in Elizabeth, a rural village of 700 in northwestern Illinois.
We're giving you a glimpse of the pottery studio as part of the American Craft Council's In My Studio series. I'll be the guide.
I'll do the filming.
Hi. I grew up in the middle of Iowa in a family of engineers and hard scientists. And so I was naturally directed towards practical things and things of that nature. But I never fell in love with math the way I knew I should if I was going to be an engineer. So after a couple years of college, I transferred into the arts. I had always liked art. I like the visual. I like especially functional things and crafts, three-dimensional objects. And so I went to school then eventually on both the West Coast, University of Puget Sound in Tacoma, and then a master's at Rhode Island School of Design in Rhode Island. And then after finishing the education, we moved back to the Midwest, where we've been ever since. Often I'm asked, where do I get my ideas? And it's not really as though something drops completely ready-made out of the sky and hits me over the head. Rather, it's more seeds that are planted, and I think about them and work on ideas and see how they develop, often far different than the original source. So I get ideas from looking around me at the world, the buildings that I'm surrounded with in rural Illinois, or other man-made objects often. A lot of my ideas, though, come from books. Books are nice in that everything is abstracted to two-dimensional, so I don't, it's not actually an object, but it's a representation of an object. And often the things that give me most inspiration are not in the world of clay or in the world of art, but other things. So I have a few books which recently I've taken an interest in. And this one is called ABC 3D by Marion Batelli. And it's really just a pop-up book of the alphabet. So paging through, each one is individual, beautifully made. So a lovely book. Another one is Elements of Euclid. So this is a reprinted book from 1847, written by Oliver Byrne, and they're really just beautiful illustrations of Euclid's formulas. Today I'll be showing you the processes of how I designed and made this bowl, a handled soup bowl. So why don't we head down to the plaster room and I'll show you that. We're in the bottom of the studio in the basement where I do all my plaster work. This is where the original pieces are made. And the first thing I make is a plaster model of the shape. So it's a positive. From that, I make molds. So I'll make the model using woodworking tools and Sureform plaster tools. I set up a puddle, which is a plastic sheet around the piece. Pour plaster in there. And the molds are what come off this model. We'll head back upstairs and I'll show you how to make the pots. So I make my own clay body, and my clay is a slip, so I add deflocculant so it runs as a liquid, and you can see it's flowing there. The machine is a pump which pumps the slip into the molds. I'll fill up these molds and set the timer for about 45 minutes, and that'll let them get to the proper thickness. The longer they're in the mold, the thicker the piece will be. So, ready for the bowls to be dumped? They've gotten thick enough. So this is the handled soup ready to trim. I have a fettling knife that's been cut off slightly so it fits inside the mold. Trim off the scrap, the spare, which I recycle in my next batch of clay. It's been 12 hours since I cast these and they're ready to come out. So I'll pop these guys out. These are handled soups. This step I use this template to help me guide it straight, put in the handle. So these are still very ragged. A lot of finishing will be done after they dry, so we'll let them dry about 2 days. Here's my kiln room, and I have a kiln that's ready to unload. I fired it off yesterday. Looks like the pots came out. I'm very grateful that we've been able to stay busy making pots that function well and bring beauty into people's lives.
Thank you for watching our In My Studio video. We hope you've enjoyed it.